I have felt challenged to keep doing videos. I have spent many years knowing that I have stuff I want to share, but I've never felt like a full release to just share. Part of it was probably because I needed to live out the messages that I was receiving, but another part is timing. Like, I just hate being outside of God's timing, and I've tried to make things happen when it's not Him and when it's Him but too soon. And so I just really recently have felt challenged to stop holding it in. I think it's time to just pour it out. I've mentioned this before, but I'm feeling just a whole nother, like, almost take responsibility, Jessica, and just do it. I always want it to be perfect. I want it to be well put together. I want it to be from the Lord. But also part of my life, I've realized that God has called me to be a message, that my life is a message, and I have had to live some things out before I even knew some of the revelation I needed myself. Obviously, we're all in process, so I think so many of us want to have already arrived, and like we can be hard on ourselves because we're still working through something. Maybe that's just me, but my goal has always been perfection, reach Jesus status. That's the goal, right? He said, here's the example, walk ye in it. So that's always been my standard, but I have realized that I've been deceived in that as well, because I've still been waiting to have finished getting through my issues so that I can finally present the things He's done in my life. Part of it has been true. I needed to learn lessons and grow up. Part of it has been I was still waiting to be perfect, and it just kept not happening. What the heck? But I just feel like it's so important to understand that process is life. Life is process. So it's gonna take time, and that's okay. The harder you are on yourself and the more you expect perfection, the more time it's going to take, because you'll never arrive. So you keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and you'll never think you're good enough or accomplished enough or righteous enough or have learned enough, whatever. And I'm feeling the Lord just nudging me, like, just share what you've gone through. Share who you are. Share what has brought you victory. Share what breakthroughs have happened for you. At this point, I honestly feel like it's selfish not to share. And it was just right when I said that, 3 minutes and 17 seconds. God has been highlighting 3:17 for the last 3 years, I would say. 3:17 everywhere I look, maybe 2 years. But that was my P.O. box growing up in Cedarville, California. So it really speaks to me of my identity and just who I am. He knows my address. He knows what He put in me, and He has a time for it to be released, and that is now. And some of you might not want to hear this, and it's not for you. That's fine, but I know that it's for someone, at least one someone. And we all need someone who has gone before us so that we can learn from them, or someone who has experienced things that we haven't yet in other areas. And so I just want to do my part and bring what He's put in me, and I hope it blesses someone. Also, 3:17 is John 3:17, that Jesus came into the world not to judge the world, but to love the world. And that is really cool too, because in my life starting up, I've mentioned it a lot. I was raised with a very black and white mentality, and good and bad and right and wrong. It's part of my gift of who I am as a prophet, but also it's something I've had to grow out of, the unhealthy side, religious side of that, being judgmental or critical. And it's just been so fun as he has healed so much in me and my heart that I no longer judge myself so harshly. I occasionally still do, but overall, I'm just getting it so much clearer. I can't even rightly judge myself because I'm too hard on myself. And then I project that on others. And he has just been taking me through this process of dismantling all the crap indoctrination that was from religion and Satan himself to try to keep me in a constant state of never good enough, never righteous enough, never powerful enough, never whatever. And I just had to start living it and just being where I'm at and who I am, and not being hard on myself that I'm not where I wish I was. Here's where I am. I'm right here. And I would love to encourage anyone else to just be where you're at. Start right now, wherever you are. And know that where you're at is okay, because that's just where you're at. If you can't acknowledge and accept where you're at, you can't heal. And that's the goal. Let's get whole. Let's get loved and share that love. And yeah,